let's get right to senior NBA insider Shams Charania. Donovan Mitchell signing an extension. Shams, what are the details?
And a 4 years, $273 million max contract extension through 2031 for Donovan Mitchell. And he could have waited till next summer, waited the full next season to be able to sign for an additional fifth season and an extra $80 million. But the first day Donovan Mitchell was eligible for an extension was today, and he, his agent Austin Brown, Kobe Altman, the team president, and Gilbert, the owner, spoke. They came to terms on a deal that now gives the Cavs stability before Donovan Mitchell was going to be entering the final guaranteed year of his deal. We know the types of pressure that comes with that. This is now the second extension that Donovan Mitchell has signed in Cleveland ever since he got there in 2022, and this is a stamp and a pledge to his commitment in Cleveland as this team clearly tries to compete for a championship in the East.
And compete for the LeBron sweepstakes as well, because you reported the Cavs are trying to lure him back to Cleveland. How does this extension play into that picture?
Hannah, it doesn't hurt that a franchise cornerstone has now committed, doubled down on his commitment to the Cleveland Cavaliers. And Donovan Mitchell, I'm told, has been very active in a significant part of the conversations the Cavs officials have been having this summer on upgrading the roster. Yes, that includes the pursuit of LeBron James, and I'm told behind has made it clear that he would embrace LeBron coming to the Cavaliers and joining him in Cleveland. Another wing as well that the Cavs have pursued here in free agency is Jonathan Kuminga, unrestricted free agent after his team option was declined by Atlanta. Kenny Atkinson coached Jonathan Kuminga in Golden State as an assistant. So LeBron James is the first priority for the Cavaliers, and Donovan Mitchell is fully on board with that and upgrading the Cavs roster overall after they made a run to the Eastern Conference Finals.
And then, of course, they got to figure out the James Harden of it all as well. Very interesting stuff, Shams. Thank you so much. And wherever he ends up, you can expect LeBron to be in peak form. Look at it. He posted this clip in the gym yesterday. This is a 41-year-old.
I really want to try that, to be honest. Not with them having weights.
I was going to say, do you think you could? Do you? Okay.
No,
okay, I can't do it.
You got to be able to hold first.
That's just, that's like otherworldly. Okay, you heard that.
Complete enough is like, give me one shot. Hold first, and then I can have the weights.
I love it. Monica McNutt, today, we're going to be here all day, so that's why we have the W here, right? We're all day, all night. Wendy, hello to you. Very interesting stuff we just heard there. Hey, first of all, how does this contract situation, this extension, what does this do for the immediate future of the Cavs?
Well, this is, huge welcome news for the Cavs, because I think they were bracing themselves for the reality that Donovan would pass on the contract extension offer, because it just made so much more sense to wait until next year. We're seeing Nikola Jokic, in fact, who's a pride and, totally through and through Denver Nugget. He intends to wait for next year because he wants to be able to get more guaranteed money. And Donovan Mitchell doing this now enables the Cavs to make plans for the future beyond their pursuit of LeBron James. This is about getting their team in best position to compete in the medium term. Now, the Cavs were a second apron team last year. They want to move into next season not being in the second apron. And that is part of what an opt-out and extension of a new contract with James Harden will be about. And for the Cavs to go through this offseason, again, regardless of whether they win the LeBron James sweepstakes or not, get out of the second apron and retain their entire core, which is Harden, Mitchell, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. They didn't have to get any of those players off of their roster. That is a successful offseason. And so when they traded for Donovan Mitchell, there were a lot of people who did not believe he would make one contract extension. At age 29, he is committing the rest of his prime with a second contract extension. It's a huge victory for the Cavs organization. And look, the $75 million that they're going to owe him at age 35, I agree. In the age of teams moving off and not wanting Jaylen Brown at $57 million, maybe that contract will have a different feel 5 years from now. But the Cavs are very happy to enter into it, to know that they're getting him in his prime for the foreseeable future.
I mean, if he's in the same kind of shape that LeBron is at age 41, I don't see that as much of a risk.
High bar.
I know. Listen, you just heard what everybody's kind of reporting. Maybe the Jonathan Kuminga about, we expect James Harden to be back. Is there a better situation than Cleveland in your mind for LeBron?
I still have questions about Philly. I know I might be in the minority on that, but when I look at where LeBron would take his talents next, I'm thinking of where he's going to have the least mileage in terms of games played and experience, and the most youth around him that he can help move forward. And I know folks will debate on what role he wants to have in his next stop, but I think Cleveland, I personally am a big fan of the full circle moment of it all, the storybook of it all. I think Donovan Mitchell is one of the better options in terms of superstars that are in their prime still that he could be paired with.
To me, this is it, the lineup here, because when I bring out my Rich Paul, whiteboard, I put up this starting lineup, and I'm like, this is plug and play. I know you got Wendy, for LeBron James. You have a point guard in James Harden who has completely moved, or at least he should at this point, to straight up facilitator knocking down open shots. You have Donovan Mitchell, who's locked in for the long term. And when we talk about his tenure, he has been a 4-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA when he's worn a Cleveland Cavaliers uniform, averaging 27 points per game. He's one of the top best players in the league. Evan Mobley, a DPOY, and Jared Allen, who people sleep on the fact that he's two-way. He was once an All-Star, but he's the type of guy that in the playoffs can provide an, I was going to say an oomph, can provide front court. So when I look at the field and starting fives in Cleveland, and I'm LeBron James, and I love being at home, getting that home cooking, I might see like, oh, I can just insert myself at the 3. We can play small ball with me at the 4. We can go super big and play with me at the 3. There are options here that might actually really work.
I love what you did there, because the shortcoming, guys, as we've seen the last couple seasons for the Cavs, has been being able to show up in the playoffs. This year, yes, Donovan Mitchell and James Harden are able to achieve something by getting to the Eastern Conference Finals. If LeBron is healthy, and that's been an if at this point in his career, but if he's healthy, he could be the confidence that they might need.
Hey, LeBron led them to a first-round playoff win.
That's what I'm saying is, if he's healthy, he was the only one healthy.
Yeah, that's right.
That's fair.
Because you were following the Knicks.
That's right. They beat our Rockets. That's how we know. They beat the Rockets. I know, he sure was. Wendy, really quick, James Harden, where does he fit into all of this?
You know, James Harden is going to re-sign with the Cavs, and when he re-signs with the Cavs, his new contract is going to take them out of the second apron, and that's what their long-term plan has been. But James Harden, like quite a few players in the league, for example, like Draymond Green, is waiting for LeBron James' decision. And if it would help the Cavs funnel more money to LeBron, I think James Harden is willing to change the terms of his contract. Not necessarily less guaranteed money, but maybe to stretch a new deal from 2 years to 3 years, because what the Cavs are trying to achieve is get enough money underneath the second apron that they can add LeBron potentially for more than the minimum. The idea of LeBron James coming to your team at $6 million or $4 million for the minimum is crazy great efficiency. So,
that is wild.
you know, whatever, I think Harden, like Sham said, I think Donovan Mitchell is embracing the concept. I think James Harden is embracing the concept. And look, last year, LeBron did everything from